At exactly 2 a.m., 361 drones launched simultaneously toward a Russian oil refinery 1,000 kilometers away that produced 6% of Russia's fuel. It had 3 hours left before producing zero. These weren't million-dollar military drones. These were $50,000 machines with $500 Chinese engines facing Russia's $5 million missiles. And what happened next exposed a fatal flaw that cost Russia billions. At 0-1-40-7 hours, operators across Ukraine prepared the most coordinated drone strike of the war targeting Kirishi oil refinery deep in Russia's Leningrad region. At precisely 200 hours, launches began from hidden sites farm fields in Sumy, highway rest stops near Chernihiv, factory rooftops in Kharkiv. 361 drones in timed sequence, operators racing away before Russian counterstrikes arrived. But here's the genius. The Kirishi package launched last despite flying furthest, burning more fuel at 200 kilometers per hour while closer target drones cruised at 150. This backward planning meant all 361 arrived within the same 20-minute window, hitting Moscow, Bryansk, Smolensk, and Kirishi simultaneously, forcing impossible choices on Russian commanders. Russian radars detected launches instantly. These systems track baseballs at 60 kilometers, so 35 climbing drones were obvious. Data flowed to Moscow, intercept solutions calculated, fighters scrambled, but they faced a fatal economic flaw Ukraine designed to exploit. Russia built air defenses for $2 billion. B-2 bombers using $5 million S-400 missiles and fighters burning 10,000 per hour. But FP-1 drones cost $50,000 from commercial parts. Fire a $5 million missile at a $50,000 drone. You lose money hitting it. Let it through, lose $1 billion refinery. Every option meant losing. The FP-1's navigation made jamming useless, tracking both GPS and GLONASS simultaneously. So, if American satellites said one position but Russian satellites said another, the drone knew someone was lying. The backup was terrain contour matching, where radar altimeters measured ground elevation every second, comparing to stored maps. Even with satellites jammed, drones read Earth's shape itself for meter-level accuracy. The engine? A $500 Chinese two-stroke producing 6.5 horsepower on regular gasoline for 1,600-kilometer range. Ukraine took hobby parts and created strategic weapons. By 02:15, packages merged into one massive swarm heading east. Radar showed 361 contacts converging on dozens of targets. The question wasn't detection, Russia had that, but whether they could physically stop them given economic constraints. At 0-2-40-5, the Kirishi package reached Belarus while the main swarm continued toward Moscow. 35 drones peeled north, threading between Belarusian and Russian defenses. Isolated from the protective swarm, they were vulnerable. The package executed ladder formation, pure tactical genius, exploiting how Russian defenses organize. Mujin 5 decoys climbed to 3,000 meters, deliberately broadcasting on drone frequencies, wanting to be seen and engaged. These $30,000 commercial photography drones carried aluminum radar reflectors, making tiny frames appear massive, their job sacrificing themselves first. UJ-22s leveled at 1,500 meters, some with 20-kilogram warheads, others just ballast for identical flight characteristics, absorbing Buk and Tor missiles, forcing ammunition depletion. FP-1 strikers dove to 50 meters into ground clutter, where radar beams bounce off everything, creating electronic noise, hiding small targets. Plus, Earth's curvature helps. At 50 meters, drones vanish beyond 30 kilometers. Each altitude band defeated different Russian layers. High-triggered S-400s and S-300s designed for bombers. Middle pulled tactical Buk and Tor fire. Low slipped through gaps. Vertical spacing meant no single missile engaged. Multiple drones physics doesn't allow hitting both 3,000 and 50-meter targets simultaneously. Belarusian MiG-31 scrambled from Baranovichi. Their Zaslon M radar is among the most powerful ever fitted to fighters, designed tracking B-52s at 300 kilometers. But that power became weakness, narrow pencil beams optimized for high altitude, so finding tiny treetop drones was like using sniper scopes on mosquitoes. Pilots locked Mujin 5 south immediately, but doctrine required visual identification, and by confirmation time, real strikers had opened 40-kilometer gaps. At 0400, the package approached Tikvin 200 kilometers from Kirishi, where the S-300's legendary cheese grater radar began tracking. This seemed unbeatable frequency hopping across X-band 100 times per second. Never same frequency twice, unjammable, because by reaction time it's moved. But Ukraine discovered its flaw. Every 10 seconds it recalibrates, stopping transmission for exactly 500 milliseconds. Half-second blindness every 10 seconds. One Mujin 5 climbed to 5,000 meters, deliberately triggering the radar. S-300 engaged immediately. $3 million missile versus $50,000 drone. But before impact, the doomed drone transmitted the radar's exact timing pattern. Its destruction provided synchronization data. 27 seconds later, during the reset gap, remaining drones dove to 10 meters for that half-second, invisible. When radar resumed, operators saw only ghost returns, maybe birds, no solid tracks to engage. The swarm slipped through the blindness window. They entered electronic warfare zones where the Pol 21 system activated weakening recording real, GPS and rebroadcasting with delays. Drone receivers showed empty fields when actually over cities, 5 minutes of lies. But FP1 South switched to backup navigation unjammable by physics. Magnetic heading plus counting power line crossings. Each major transmission line was a waypoint, 7 total following Moscow-Petersburg corridor. Drones navigated by counting infrastructure that couldn't move or be spoofed. 2 flew over iron ore pulling compasses 30 degrees off. 3 followed wrong lines toward Finland. But lead drones' counts matched on course. At 0600, Kirishi's lights appeared, protected by 4 Pantsir batteries. 20 UJ-22s split into 5 groups of 4, each targeting different Pantsirs. Operators faced impossible choices. Systems tracked all 20, but each battery engaged only 4, needing 15 seconds, and during those 15 seconds couldn't engage anything else without abandoning in-flight missiles. Ukraine turned precision into weakness. 16 missiles launched simultaneously, lighting pre-dawn sky. UJ-22s maneuvered, but against 30G turns physics favored interceptors, 12 went down in fireballs. Sacrifice buying seconds while Pantsirs were blind and FP1 strikers sprinted through at maximum speed. By missile impact, strikers were inside minimum range where warheads can't arm. Pantsirs needed 45 seconds reload. FP1 South needed 30 to cannon range math favored attackers. Systems switched to 30mm cannons firing ahead ammunition with 360 tungsten sub-projectiles. Computers calculating where drones would be, creating predicted clouds. But Ukraine programmed random altitude changes every 2 seconds up 10 meters. Down 5, up 3, down 8, no learnable pattern. Targeting fired where drones should be, not where they were. 3 flew into tungsten clouds and disintegrated. Another lost half its wing but kept flying through gyroscope compensation. 6 cleared cannon envelope at 500 meters. 3 survivors crossed the perimeter at 0618 entry. Derivatsiya PVOZ Zone, Russia's newest close-in system on modified BMP-3. 57mm autocannon tracking. This was designed stopping drone swarms through revolutionary tech. Programmable fuse shells where laser rangefinders measured exact target distance, programming every shell as it left the barrel. Shells counted rotations detonating at precise distance before target, spreading 200 tungsten balls in 10-meter spheres. Computer-calculated barrage mode creating overlapping spheres 300, 250, 200, 150 meters, a 3-dimensional grid nothing flies through. But designers built fatal safety protocol. Below 100 meters, tungsten could hit the refinery causing the disaster it prevented. So safety lockout was hard-coded with no manual override. PVO opened fire at 0-6-18, first shell 200 meters out too far but revealing pattern, second at 180, third perfect at 8 meters with 200 tungsten balls at 1500 meters per second. Lead drone's plywood shredded, fuel punctured, engine torn, cartwheeling through air. Second drone reached 120 meters. Barrel tracking 110 still firing, 105 last shell. But at exactly 100 meters system stopped, barrel froze, shell detonated harmlessly. Operator saw clearly, tracked perfectly, tried override denied, direct fire locked. Computer chose protecting refinery from friendly fire over stopping drones. At 0-6-19 first FP-1 struck CDU 100 junction, 25 kilograms Titrol at 7,900 meters per second, 100 psi overpressure. Crude oil at 380 Celsius under 30 atmospheres erupted. Superheated liquid vaporized in fuel-air explosion propagating through the complex. 10 seconds later, second drone hit Tank 47, vapors ignited. Floating roof became 50-ton projectile crushing administration. 80,000 barrels feeding exponential inferno. CDU to 100 failure cascaded fractionator experienced catastrophic pressure drop, causing bleave explosion splitting the 40-meter column. Secondary explosions punctured 6 tanks. Emergency systems tried isolating but damage too widespread. Kirishi Refinery -3-50-5,000 barrels daily. 6.4%. Russia's capacity destroyed itself. Satellite imagery confirmed what Russia denied. CDU to 100 destroyed. Catalytic cracker destroyed. 6 months minimum before partial operations. Full capacity maybe never. Russia claimed complete interception, but Inferno visible from space told truth. This proved modern warfare isn't won by expensive equipment but smartest tactics. $50,000 drones with $500 engines defeated $5 million missiles by understanding enemy weaknesses. If this fascinated you, subscribe for more operations that changed everything, and comment which aspect impressed you most: economic warfare, ladder formation, or that safety protocol. Remember, brain power beats firepower every time.